this was said here for every tea, cakes and poetry, but it wasn't said by me. It was a man that used to sit just there, Mr. John Covey, who's gone to his rest. God rest him. He used to always tell us about the common cormorant or shag lays eggs inside a paper bag. The reason for this, no doubt, is to keep the lightning out. But what these unobservant birds have failed to notice is that bears with buns will come to steal their bags and hide their crumbs. They were his words. I have two of my boys over there, and we used to, like every child, we had nursery rhymes, but I wanted to change it around, so this is my version of A Famous Nursery Rhyme. I met a fella the other day, he was cracked and broken. He was leaning against the wall as I stood there smoking. I asked him what had happened to him. He was in some mess. His mind was a bit scrambled, shell-shocked and in distress. He told me all he could remember was he was sitting on the wall. What happened next, he wasn't sure, but he had a great fall. He said men had come on horses, and one wearing a crown of gold had tried to help him, but could not, so they left him in the cold. Humpty was his name, poor old soul, and not to joke, but he was dripping like a tap from his perforated yoke. I asked what I can do to help him on his way. He replied, I'm finished, I won't last out this day. He offered himself to me on a plate. I asked, are you sure? He said, yes, I'll taste great. How would you like me to eat you, Humpty? I said. Perhaps scrambled, fried or poached, or an omelette instead. I always fancied an omelette as a good way to go, with some goat cheese and peppers under the grill cooked slow. At least I can be enjoyed as a meal for you. Tough luck for the king and his men, they never asked what to do. So I scraped Humpty off the ground, and he filled 2 plastic bags, stopping by the shops for all the ingredients and some more fags. My evening meal was a prayer, at least he didn't get a raw deal. So I wanted to read you another one, but sure I can read you that another time. I stole this title of James Joyce because he won't know I stole it, so it's called, and we have to remember this was written in 2008 when Brian Cowan was the Taoiseach. It's called Portrait of a Piggy as a Young Ham. I was born 6 weeks ago, the runt of the herd. Something fluttered fast above me. I was told, that's a bird. I got fed and was fattened, taken from my sow. Why should this happen? I didn't know when, why or how. Many other piglets lived side by side with me. We wandered about the enclosure. I had to snooze by a tree. As darkness fell each night, we were ushered inside. I wish I could escape, but had nowhere to hide. Then about 2 weeks ago, lots of trucks did arrive. I thought, this ain't good, we'll surely not survive. They lined us up regimentally to put us in the truck, but I wanted out, so I decided to try my luck. The lad who stood by watching was talking to his hand, so I thought, yes, my chance, this will be grand. I bolted under the truck and ran for the gate. By the time I was spotted, for them it was too late. I crossed the road and through a fence into another farm and made my way through a field of clouds, hoping to cause no alarm. I wandered to a shed where a woman saw me there. She called me, here little piggy, do not have no fear. I was picked up and brought inside and sat beside the heat, the farmer smiling at his wife, stretched out in his seat. Look what I've got dear, said the farmer's wife, a little pet piggy, like you wanted all your life. They were looking at a box of moving pictures by the wall and said to me if I was in that truck, I wouldn't last at all. All pigs are endangered and you can stay with us. Those fools in government always like a fuss. Sure, look at the Taoiseach, a fine porker himself. If you chopped him up for sausage meat, he'd fill the supermarket shelf. So rest yourself with us, piggy, we can keep you as a pet. Such grace and knowledge ye have, you will surely not regret. So now I am pet, and happy is what I am, never to be bacon, never to be ham.
Good man, lad. Thanks very much. Right.
About another man who used to sit over there in memory of Martha Corrie, who was the heart and soul of Covey week, and it's called Buns and Dainties. We'll make buns, said Martha. Sure, everyone loves a good bun. Go ahead then, says Kay, sure to be a bit of fun. And the bells rang out in St. Mary's as they weighed and sieved and mixed and peed, and the priest in the parochial house were driven demented with the smell of coffee and all things scented, wafting over the wall. People arriving for Mass had their minds distracted by the aroma. Then Marty went to the great bakery in the sky and knocked on the golden door. St. Peter came out and opened it wide, and Marty said, "Can I come inside?" "Hold on," said Peter, "tell me more, then I'll decide if I let you in this door. I'm Marty Curry from Westport, Marty to you, and I'm a Covey through and through. I made buns for a living, famous far and wide, and I was welling with the priests who live on the other side." "Not enough," said Peter, "I'm afraid I will have to close the door." "I make yellow top," says Marty. "Come in," said St. Peter, "why didn't you say that before?"